Hey guys, I welcome you to another class. Thank you all so much for always supporting me on this channel. Okay, so today we'll be learning how we can teach numbers to our kids. You can see the materials that I have here. These are the things that we'll be using to prepare our lesson. This is a transparent bag. You can see how it is, and this is a plain sheet. Okay, I have this is a glue. I have this, a scissors. I have this, okay, a pen and a pencil, and I have this, the ruler. Lastly, I have this is a carton. Okay, so these are the things that we'll be using to prepare our lesson today, and I wish to take us along as I prepare it. We are done in making our materials, so it is time to teach our lesson. But before we start teaching this lesson, we are going to use what is called 3-period lesson in teaching these numbers. We have the naming period, the association period, and the recall period. Okay, in naming period, we use this is to indicate that we are naming something or a material. So the next one is association period. Okay, we use the phrase, can you point to? Where is? Can you point to this? Can you point to that? So this indicates association. Okay, the next one is recall. In recall, we try to ask questions like what is this? Okay, what is this? What is that? We try to ask them questions on what we've taught them. Okay, so we ask them questions to know if really they understand what we are really talking about. Okay, so these are the 3 periods that we'll be using in teaching the lesson from 0 to number 9 here. Okay, and I'm going to divide this in 3 sections. So I'm going to start by teaching 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so I'm keeping these ones aside. So these are the 3 numbers that I want to start teaching my child. So what you are going to do is to take these ones aside, okay, and show this to the child. When you show this to your child, you tell your child that this is 0. Okay, this is 0. The 3rd time, this is 0. When you say it 3 times, you give to your child. Okay, your child will say it as well. Your child will say, this is 0. Okay, this is 0. When you're done telling your child the number, you take it aside, you pick the next number. Okay, this is number 1. This is number 1. Okay, when you say it 3 times, you give to your child to repeat after you. Okay, when you are done teaching this one, you take it aside and pick the next number. This is number 2. This is number 2. So you say it again, you repeat the same thing, you give to your child will repeat after you. Okay, so when you are done with the naming, let's assume that the child can now recognize number 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we'll tell the child, can you point number 1? Can you point number 0? Can you point number 2? Okay, after this you can change the numbers like this. You repeat the same thing. Can you point number 1? Can you point number 2? Can you point number 0? Very good. The next thing you are going to ask your child is, can you touch? Okay, you can change it. Can you touch number 1? Can you touch number 2? Can you touch number 0? Can you touch number 2? So you repeat the same process until your child can recognize the numbers. The next period that we're going to do is what we call the recall period. Okay, so in the recall period, we place the numbers again. These are the numbers. So I'm now going to ask the child, what number is this? This is 0. What number is this? This is 2. What number is this? This is 1. Okay, Another way that you can teach this to make sure that the child have recognized the number and can say the number very well. Okay, you can flip it, you can turn the numbers, and you tell the child, when you turn the numbers, you will tell your child to pick 1. Okay, I pick this. So what number is this? This is number 2. Can you pick another card? What number is this? This is number 1. Can you pick the last card? What number is this? This is number 0. Okay, so you repeat the same process, and please don't go to another number until your child can say these 3 numbers correctly. Okay, when you are done teaching these ones to your child, you can now introduce, you can now bring in the other numbers. Okay, the next number is 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you repeat the same process. If your child can say number 1 to number 9, your child can say it and recognize the numbers very well. I will suggest that you introduce the next number. Your child can say number 0 till 9. Okay, you can introduce this number to your child. This is 1 and 0. Okay, let's assume that your child can now say number 0 to 9. Okay, if your child can say number 1 to 9 and cannot say 0, please go back and teach your child 0 as a number. Because if you don't teach this number very well to your child, it is going to affect him when you start teaching these numbers. Okay, so you can start by teaching your child 1 and 0, 10. Please, if your child is still saying 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on, it is good. But I think it will be more okay for you to teach it like this to your child: 1 and 0, 10. Okay, when you ask your child what is this number, your child will tell you that this is 1 and 0, 10. So after this, you can now bring in the next number. This is 1 and 1, 11. Okay, so your child can, please, even if you take it week by week, it is very good. But make sure that your child can say the previous number before you introduce a new number. Do you get me? So this is 1 and 1, 11. The next one is 1 and 2, 12. You know why we use this method? I love this method because when the child will start writing for me or counting, it will never be difficult for that child. So what we are just doing is just recognition of, we are just introducing the numbers to the children, and for them to recognize what 1 is, 2, 3, 4. Do you get it? So by the time they start counting, when they see it or when they will start writing, it will be easier for them. So that is why I love this method of 1 and 0, 10, 1 and 1, 11, 1 and 2, 12, 1 and 3, 13, 1 and 4, 14, and so on. So you see that we can use this number to teach not just 0 to 9, so we can use it to teach other numbers. So it will be very nice that you make these materials to teach numbers to your child. When they see it, it will be easier for them to recognize the number. Very good. Okay.